Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. One individual narrowly escaped what could have been a fatal accident on Saturday. The response of emergency personnel ensured that the man was removed from the wreckage of his car. Fire Service spokesperson Stacey Joseph spoke on the incident.
On Saturday, April 17th, the Fire Service responded to a motor vehicular incident on the John Compton Highway near Shock. The responding rescue personnel found one male trapped in the front of a vehicle. He was immediately extricated, immobilized, and transferred to an awaiting ambulance. A rapid assessment revealed that the individual sustained a fracture to his leg and various wounds on his body. The patient was quickly transported to the OKEU hospital in a critical but stable condition.
That was Fire Service spokesperson Stacey Joseph. Students from around the island are now back at school as of Monday, the 19th of April. Rochelle Gonzalez joined a group of vocal young ladies at the Ave Maria Girls Primary School to give them a chance to air their thoughts on the idea of going back to their physical classrooms. Let's join Rochelle.
Well, here I am, back in the classroom, which coincidentally is the exact name of the topic of today's lesson in this classroom of the Ave Maria Girls Primary School. Today, the girls are speaking about the trials that they faced whilst learning at home and disclosed whether they rather homeschooling or lessons the good old-fashioned way. Here's what they had to say.
Okay, so my name is Akira Leo.
Right, okay.
Online class, the internet website was tracking, it was dropping and coming back. It was kind of laggy. And after a while, you heard my teacher talking fast, and you were just getting off the class, and after it was bringing you back.
Well, I was very mad. I almost slammed my tablet on the ground. I was so mad. And then the Wi-Fi doing some obzocky thing, and then it just turning all rainbow colors. That's what I telling you, it turned all rainbow colors, and then it like blinking like it's blinking like you putting on and turning off a light.
Okay. So, Ms. Nicole, tell me, you prefer to stay at home to do your work online, or do you prefer the class?
I prefer the class because I get to see my teacher and my friends, especially my teacher.
The problem I had at home is the Wi-Fi keep on dropping, so I didn't hear my teacher. Sometimes she's sticking, sometimes her internet have problem, so we have to wait like a minute for her to come back. Some of the children, they getting bumped off the meeting, and we don't have any time for us to get the information we need. So that's why I have problems with the internet.
So what about coming back at school, meeting your teacher and friends? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling excited because we get to interact with each other and get to know more information. So when we have a test, we can concentrate and we can get an A+.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer home or coming to school?
I prefer coming to school because sometimes the children they have to get out of class for them to hear our teacher properly. So that's why I prefer coming to school.
Sitting here has brought on this feeling of nostalgia, as I am a past student of the Ave Maria Girls Infant and Primary School. But judging from what these young ladies just said, it would seem that they too feel right at home in the classroom. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
The principal of the Ave Maria Girls Primary School is borrowing a method of school cleanliness as it pertains to dust and ash deposits that may be found in classrooms. As is customary in Japan, Valerie St. Helen Henry says the school is tasking the girls with the responsibility of keeping their specific spaces clean. She says whilst the school will be undertaking major cleanup exercises, the students are being taught a valuable lesson of cleanliness that will be a major benefit throughout their lives.
In Japan, there is a tradition where the students themselves clean their schools. For just 15 minutes at the end of the day, students use brooms, vacuums, and cloths to clean the classrooms, bathrooms, and other school spaces. Well, right here in St. Lucia, a natural disaster has led to one school adopting a small part of the Japanese tradition, where students are being encouraged to keep their desks and surroundings clean for their own sake. The continuous eruptions of the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as plumes of Saharan dust in the region, have led to the issue of ash and dust deposits on surfaces from car tops to desktops. As a result of this, the Ministry of Health has warned that the deposits can have adverse effects on the health of the masses, particularly those suffering from heart and respiratory ailments. Among the many concerns raised with this issue in mind, the question was asked, what about the students returning to school come Monday, April 19th? Won't they be affected by this? Principal of the Ave Maria Girls Primary School, Valerie St. Helen Henry, answered, stating that the efforts to keep the classrooms clean became a shared task.
Within the school, it is going to be very difficult to have the janitors come and wipe all the time. So it is a holistic approach. I have to be responsible for my space. So I encourage the parents to provide the girls with wipes. But we do have cleaning supplies. So in each class you will maybe see a little basin with a rag or something. That's a practice. Well, most teachers, they've always had that practice, where after lunch or thing they would wipe and so on. But it will have to be on a continuous basis of the wiping. But I think if each person take up the responsibility of being responsible for my space, my area, wiping it down, whether it's with wipes or with a rag and so on. That's what we have to do for now, because we are grateful to be back here face to face. The challenges continue to be there, but we have to be resilient. We have to find ways to beat those challenges.
The school principal noted that the bulk of the task will be undertaken by the school's janitors.
The Ministry of Education provided some extra hours for the janitors. It's a little tough for them, but they will be compensated. However, it's a challenge that for example, some schools, they chose either Saturday or Sunday, so one day of the weekend they came back to clean again after they had the whole week of cleaning. And this morning they came to the school about 6. They were back at the school to continue doing the cleaning and the wiping, because before, I can tell you, I experienced it right there in the office, where by Friday it was clean. When I came in on the weekend, it was dusty. So this is what the Ministry of Education has put in place.
St. Helen Henry said this lesson will help shape cleaner adults, and so she sees this practice as one that will definitely stay long after the ash and dust has cleared. But is this something you can see being inculcated into the school?
Yes, I think so, because one of our theme for the whole school year is succeeding against odds, and each sub-theme, one of them is being responsible. And we teach them to be responsible for their surroundings, their area, the things they find in the school, in the toilets when they go, being responsible for what you see there and taking care of it. You know, these are some of the things we need to instill into our students, so that as they become, and here, according to our motto, we are not preparing them just for the academics, but the holistic aspect, and that is part of the holistic, being a responsible citizen.
The principal said it is important that lessons of this kind are taught from the school level. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
St. Lucia has commenced phase 2 of the national COVID-19 vaccination campaign. During this phase, people at medium risk of being exposed to COVID-19 are being targeted for vaccination. This includes people who work within commercial, tourism, education, and transportation sectors. Based on guidance from the World Health Organization on the protocol for administering the AstraZeneca vaccine, St. Lucia has revised the interval for the second dose, increasing it from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. This has been done given the increased effectiveness which results from a wider period of time for receiving the second dose. As such, people who received their vaccine at the beginning of the campaign shall receive the second dose as follows. Those who received their first dose from the 1st to the 6th of March will receive the second dose from the 26th to the 30th of April. Those who received their first dose from the 8th to the 13th of March will receive their second dose from the 3rd to the 8th of June. Those who received their first dose of the vaccine from the 15th to the 18th of March will receive the second dose from the 10th to the 14th of June. Individuals who received the first dose of the vaccine from the 19th of March onwards are asked to maintain the second dose appointment that they were given at the time of vaccination by their healthcare provider. Monday, the 19th of April, the Ministry of Health and Wellness received confirmation of 2 new cases of COVID-19 from a batch of 30 samples taken on the 16th and 17th of April. Confirmation was also received of the recovery of 14 individuals diagnosed with COVID-19, bringing the total number of active cases in country to 85. At present, one of the active cases is requiring critical care at the respiratory hospital. The new cases bring the total number of cases diagnosed in country to date to 4,419. The Ministry of Health and Wellness late Sunday received confirmation of 16 cases of COVID-19. On Saturday, the Ministry of Health received confirmation of 3 COVID-19 cases and reported 2 COVID-19 related deaths, bringing the total number of deaths in country to date to 67. Death number 66 is a 74-year-old male from Vieux Fort with underlying medical illness. Death number 67 is a 94-year-old female from Soufrière with underlying medical illnesses. 3 cases of COVID-19 were also recorded on Saturday. Schools island-wide officially reopened their doors to students from preschool to community college. The decision was taken collaboratively by the Ministries of Health and Education amidst concerns of the spread of COVID-19 and now ashfall from Nasufra volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To get a clearer understanding of the thoughts of people, the Hot 7 team picked the brains of the general public.
The COVID-19 pandemic has most certainly kept the education sector on a roller coaster with highs and lows, uncertainties, closures and reopenings. Now today, Monday the 19th of April 2021, schools island-wide once again reopened their doors to students. So we took to the streets to ask members of the public for their thoughts on this move. Here's what they had to say.
Pays à pays qui pas d'éducation c'est pas un pays. OK, so moi support pour l'école ouverte, OK? Parce que seulement moi voulais et me demander make sure gouvernement me voulait stop room quitter l'école ouverte.
Well, as a parent reopening school today, I saw children in school uniform out in town and on the way to school. That was so refreshing. It is like butterflies in the summer. You know, the human element, we cannot live it out. We have buildings, we have internet computers, but there's nothing like the human element, the real thing, people. Now for the school part of it, the children are a bit disoriented. After so long away from school and the family online now, to go back to school, it's an emotional challenge for the children. It's very stressful too.
I think it's good, honestly. I feel like since the cases have dialed down, they can actually have people at school now and everything.
Well, as you say, well, there are some children that say they'd rather stay by their home. Some children say they'd rather school. But to me, you know, it's a good thing school open. Because, you know, enough of them poor people, children, you know, and them internet vibe, you know, them poor people ain't have time to take care of their children because them poor people, they don't know how to operate, you know, a phone, far less a tablet.
Well, you just heard their thoughts on this matter. If you want a chance to share your opinion with us, join us next time when you can have your say. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. There's more news coming up after the break.